It was a good win for us Saturday night. First of all, I'd like to thank the fans. They did a great job. Card March was exciting. That was a great crowd. Certainly helped our defense a bunch. And I know it was exciting for all the recruits that we had here and our players. Defensively, I thought we played really well, maybe as good as we played all year long. Even in the first half when we were holding them to field goals and they were in position to get touchdowns, came to be huge for us. And then in the second half, we completely shut them down. I'm not sure how many yards they had, but I think they had 2 yards in the fourth quarter and scored on defense and got great turnovers. So it was a very, very good performance by our defense. Offensively, in the first half, we turned the ball over. That made a huge difference in the first half of the game. And we can't do that. We've got to do a better job of running with it secured. They did a good job of trying to strip the ball. You could see them doing that even when we didn't turn the ball over. On Reggie's fourth down catch, on Travion's catch and run, they were really trying to get the ball out on them. So, but we stuck together. We found a way to really run the football, which was important to us. I think we had 346 yards rushing. Brandon Radcliffe had a great game. He had some huge holes and showed his speed. The receivers are doing a really good job blocking downfield. I think that's really getting coached. And they're even a couple other times we're in great position and would have had a couple touchdown blocks down the field. So, and special teams, we came up with a good game too. So all in all, it's a good, hard-fought win. I think when you win games that are hard-fought, it's good for you as a football team. So now we're full swing, getting ready for this Houston game. We came back last night and had meetings for it and walk through. And then today will be a normal Tuesday practice for us. It really is a short week for us. But I think we'll be able to handle it well, and one of our goals will be to get to the game fresh physically and mentally, and I think our players will do a good job with it. So I'm excited for the game. They're a good football team. Obviously I had a great battle with them last year and came up on the wrong end. A game where we turned the ball over a bunch and had a chance to win it at the end, and penalty cost us field position. So we're looking for a good football game, and we need to find a way to win the game.
How much did the guys feel like remember last year's game?
I'm not sure. We're a much different team than we were last year. Right then we were trying to even find out who we are and what we were doing, and everything was new, to Lamar when he was out there. He made some really good plays in the game. He made some mistakes, just understanding the difference between high school football and college football. So I don't think last year's game will play into this game at all.
What are the challenges that the Ward kid presents, though? Because he can run and pass.
Yeah, he really has done a nice job running the football. He's hard to tackle. He made some plays against us where it looked like we had him boxed in and looked like we had everybody covered, and he was still able to create room and run out and make conversions, and his ability to run the ball was the way they won the game in the fourth quarter. So we've got to do a good job being disciplined like we were in the second half last week. We didn't give any lanes. We got great push inside and great speed off the edge. So the other challenge that they present you with is they'll throw a bunch of balls out there quickly to their receivers and block and run. They get a lot of big plays by just throwing the ball out, getting a block, and taking off and running. So that combination of a quarterback runner and a quick throw to the receivers with guys blocking in front of them is something we'll have to defend.
Bobby, you mentioned a couple months ago there were certain games this season that you guys earmarked in the offseason to do a little bit of extra prep work for, like Florida State and Clemson. Was Houston one of those games?
Yeah, it was, just because of what they do defensively. It's a unique scheme and something that we studied over the summer. Again, that seems like a long time ago, but we have all our notes and all our things from it. Last week they came out in a different front, and so the question is, were they just doing that for us, saying they were going to win the game, and are they going to come back to what they've been doing traditionally, or is that something they feel like that they've resolved into this year? They played really good defense last week, so I'm not really sure which way it is. Were they, playing the ropey-dope, or were they really transitioning to that defense? We're going to find out quickly, I think.
Bobby, what do you think of their young D-lineman, Oliver?
Oh, he's a really talented guy. He's a combination of power and speed, and certainly a good player. He plays extremely hard too, which as a true freshman, is a real credit to him.
Can you tell by watching, Ward got hurt early in the year, can you tell he's been limited at all in recent games in terms of his health?
I mean, he looks good to me. He looks like he's throwing it well, and he can really run. And I remember, I don't know what game it was, but they were on late at night or something, and they were saying that he had been injured and he was running up and down the field. So I'm not sure.
What makes a defense susceptible to a running quarterback?
I mean, all defenses are. It's an advantage to have another body out there that can run the football. So you have to count it. So you have to change your fits and change your responsibilities, and be disciplined in your pass rush. A lot of times when you get a quarterback that can't move and run, you can do some wild things with your pass rush and feel like you can just run them down. Well, you can't just run this guy down.
Coach, on Sunday, how much did you look back to Saturday and all of the perceived chaos in college football, especially ahead of you in the polling? How much did you see of that?
We just had full steam ahead for this game. It's a real short turnaround. Play 7 o'clock on a Saturday night and then again on Thursday. That's a short turnaround for our players and our coaches. It required us to do some work last week on Houston. Usually on Fridays I get to let our coaches take their kids to school and then come in here later on Friday morning. This week we were in the office at 7 a.m. working on Houston. Usually they get to spend some time Saturday morning. We were up at 7 o'clock Saturday morning working on Houston. So it's a short turnaround, and we had to adjust schedules, and probably don't know a whole lot what's going on in the world besides getting ready for the Houston game.
In case you didn't know, your team is now third in the rankings, and given what has transpired, you got a Thursday night game. What, I guess, is the possibility of having a spotlight like this and what you guys can show?
Yeah, I think for our players, they have to understand that we just need to go out and play well and play the type of football we're capable of playing. And really, that's what we need to do our last two games. And then whatever happens, happens. We can't control any of that. We just got to go play the way we're capable of playing. And obviously, we know it's on national TV. Nobody else is playing. Everybody will be watching it. But those are the type of games we like. Something that's fun as a team. Something that we feel like has always helped us in recruiting. And we are used to playing, midweek games. So.
After the game against Boston College, you kind of regretted a little bit not pushing harder against Florida State and scoring more. You guys did score a touchdown last Saturday. Is that kind of the attitude and mindset you guys have to have going forward? And just
No, I'm smiling because you're using words that I didn't use. Nobody said regretted. Nobody else said it.
Said, maybe
I just said maybe we should have. I don't know. It's something that was my opinion at the time. When the first poll came out and we weren't where I thought we would be. So that was my opinion at the time.
Bobby, how's the party?
We'll find out today. He should be out there today, and we'll see how he's going, and hopefully he'll be ready to go. All righty. Thank you.